I think the process of learning about different topics that are going on in the world and being able to go to Capitol Forum and have us as teenagers have a voice is really important.
Because we are the future generation and we are the ones that will be dealing with these issues.
And that'll help us to create a better world.
Seeing everyone coming together and like respectfully and civilly talking about their disagreements on different issues, I think that's really inspiring.
Capitol Forum was definitely an exploration of a bunch of different viewpoints.
And I think Capitol Forum is just such a great way to get to hear different types of opinions.
I can see other people's opinions, and it's just cool that I'm able to go do that.
This is a really great program. It actually makes me excited about the future.
As a citizen, I just have a responsibility to be aware of what's happening, not only in our country, but throughout the world.
It's just really nice to see everybody's opinions and talking with other people who value these experiences.
I think it is so important and it is so necessary to have programs like this to be able to form those opinions and to start making decisions to help the future of America.
Capitol Forum is a year-round experience where students get an opportunity to take an issue that they're interested in, maybe nuclear proliferation, terrorism, genocide, climate change, immigration, economy, whatever it happens to be, and really dig into that.
By bringing all of our students together and hanging out with some other awesome teachers, it just reminds you that what we do not only is important, it's vital.
And bringing the kids in and talking about things like immigration and nuclear proliferation, things that they don't always have an opportunity to talk about at home and feel free to talk about it. This gives them an opportunity and it makes them empowered and it makes them want to do more like this.
So to come and meet hundreds of different people from different walks of life, that's a great experience for them. For them to hear it from other people, experts in the field, I think that's a great way for them to learn and for them to grow. They have a sense of, wow, I really want to do something about this topic now. I really understand it. I see the passion that people have about it, and I want to change the world.
Gain exposure to attitudes and perspectives that they might not necessarily agree with, that maybe they've never thought of before. Able to see that there are other students like them that are thinking about the same things that they are. They come in and they just have a great time. Do we allow Russia to legally annex another sovereign country's territory and freely meddle in democratic elections?
And according to our option, we have to maintain a neutral position.
We are here only for our own national interest.
We also have a lot of allies that do share our values.
Without it resulting in aggression towards the United States.
They're also threatening the people who are living in their neighboring countries, and we feel that it's our responsibility to go in there and help those neighboring countries.
How do you plan on convincing U.S. citizens that our collaboration and extending a hand of friendship towards Russia doesn't threaten our national security?
Our option is to stay out of Russian affairs.
Do you feel as if they could potentially use their leverage for smaller nations that rely on their energy?
I mean, if anything, withholding back their exports is going to hurt their economy, so it's definitely not within their own interest.
I think what Capitol Forum really means to me is they're giving us a voice, and that it's letting everybody else know that teenagers do care about what's going on in the world right now.
Like I said, America's a big melting pot. We've got all this conglomeration of different, races, identities, cultures, ethnicities, whatever.
Having a strong global economy is vital to the U.S. and the rest of the world.
The genocide in Syria is a clear example that proves that the world has not learned its lesson about taking care of each other yet.
The economy, because shrimp and all shellfish and stuff.
Agriculture.
Yeah, the bees.
I'm really asking, where are you guys from?
Newark, Illinois.
Newark, Illinois. What about before that, back maybe the 1800s? Ireland, Norway, Germany, you name it. We're all immigrants.
We get resources from all countries all over the world, so we have to work together for that in some way, and by doing that, it'll end up helping all countries.
We can't help them until we help ourselves and make ourselves strong and deal with the problems that we have first.
But there's still people nonetheless who are starving and dying or being killed or dealing with all of these things that are absolutely horrible.
If it was a country that they could get something out of, they'd be more willing to help.
There are 30,000 Yazidi refugees
Many of them have made it across the border into Turkey.
What is it? Everybody's talking about the global economy. What is it? How does that affect your life? Does that even affect your life?
We're an example to the world of justice, equality, no racism. You'd say, well, maybe not.
We always look at all these other places that have been like, you know, so much genocide has happened when, you know, that's what America was built on.
But I never really learned until like last year that we do have terrorism in our own country and it's our own people.
I don't think that we should completely shut out the world. At the same time, I think we do need to be more strict at like who we let in.
My family started off as refugees, Russian Jews.
I will argue that the amount of inequality we have right now is not sustainable.
You don't know, no one teaches you how to react in a civil war.
I matter, and the people I'm standing for matters also. And I think that's super important as an American, is really like embracing the positives that we have, and that's voicing our opinion.
And each of us are defending a certain point, and then Parker's doing the introduction. And
so we're going to have to present to the table like a lot of statistics and facts and charts.
Decrease your emissions by like 30% because that would affect the US a lot more than, let's say, Mexico.
Like from the three options that we have, this is the one that most people are going to be like, yeah, I'll sign an agreement for.
Are you willing to sit back as human lives are lost in a preventable conflict that the U.S. could intervene in?
Barbed wire.
Oh,
that would be cool.
Oh, like the country? That's awesome. Okay.
I'll just do a light sketch because this is.
Yeah. I mean, just do that right now.
You guys want to make a separate visual?
we need to let the free market solve these problems with new technology. This would mean creating new jobs in America while also keeping the old jobs that many Americans rely on.
We're willing to work with the UN, but if the UN isn't willing to work with us, then we need to step aside, and it's our responsibility to stop any genocide from happening.
We live in a dangerous and unstable world.
We should remain actively but strategically involved in international affairs.
Maintaining the strength of the U.S. economy is vital not only to ourselves, but to the global economy as a whole.
We wish to strengthen our nuclear arsenal for the safety of our citizens.
We'll be able to collaborate with other countries to identify and prevent terrorist attacks before they even occur as a joint effort.
Necessities that need to be met first. That's why they're having like refugee crises and all these other problems.
Not only are we going to strengthen the United Nations to work together as a world, but we're also going to all join together to become a better United Nations and a better world.
We're working together. That's the idea here. Not one person is going to take the whole burden. Unity.
Good job, Mama. Unity.
And we believe that in order to effectively assist elsewhere, we need to build a strong foundation at home first.
To make sure that our homeless have a place in our country, to make sure that our veterans aren't on the street, and to make sure that people are working together.
It is not effective to invade other countries in order to stop issues like terrorism, because by doing this, we only increase the amount of enemies that we make, and we only increase the amount of terror acts that we've had.
We are better together, option 3. Yeah!
We thought you guys did an excellent job of actually talking about how you would go about bringing these changes, and your commitment to global human rights was really, really commendable.
We also like the visual, how it was created, and really expressed your ideas and your passions for the topic.
So after they get done with this day at Capitol Forum, they have a sense of wanting to change their local communities, there's something at the state level or at the national level. They just have that sense of empowerment that they may not have had before.
Capitol Forum is a great opportunity for kids to get a chance to meet someone that's really, their life is based around some of these issues, to really dig deeper in those things, and then hopefully that continues their fire or passion for whatever their issue or topic is.
It's empowering, and we teachers, we need that. Students need that, and learning communities need that.
This stuff is interesting. This stuff is important. This stuff is meaningful. It is the highlight of my year as a teacher. And I've had many students tell me this is the highlight of their senior year or their junior year. They love the experience.
I really
really enjoyed Capitol Forum because it just allowed all of us as students to talk about issues that most time in class we're afraid to talk about.
I was sitting in an immigration room and there was a person behind me who had immigrated, and I had just never experienced something like that before. And I think it's so important to get a good worldview, and Capitol Forum is a great platform for us to do that. I would say through Capitol Forum, it's really awakened a desire to learn more about what's going on in the world and to keep up with everything that's happening.
It's just really nice to see everybody's opinions and talking with other people who value these experiences, talking about world problems that we don't normally get to talk about.
Just from the few hours of being here, I've already learned so much, and I've been taking notes all day. It has been so nice to talk to people from other walks of life and from other towns, and being able to share your opinions and listen to other people's opinions and see perspectives that you didn't even consider in the first place. Well, I'm curious and I want to be informed, especially so I can vote on things. I know what's going on, what's happening, and I can best make an impact.
I have 3 teachers here that were former student teachers of mine, and some of the kids that are now teachers I had as students.
So many of the kids that have actually come to Capitol Forum have gone on to kind of international business, but also international types of careers, and some in politics as well.
I've had students that have gone on to public policy careers. I've had students that have worked for local campaigns, and non-political science students that have just said, hey, thanks for giving me the opportunity to stretch myself.
I see the fruits of it now that we've been doing it for so many years. We see the fruits of it, and it does make an impact. This one day where they have a voice.
We're all gathered from different places of Illinois, but together we really represent this state.
I came all the way from Maine East High School with Miss Conlon. This is actually my first time actually coming out this far. I've never been out this far. And, so far it's actually been a great experience. It's opened my eyes to a lot of things.
Seeing everyone coming together and respectfully and civilly talking about their disagreements on different issues, I think that's really inspiring.
The way that we communicated with each other and had different opinions, and I feel like all those opinions coming together to make something so great.
Hope this program can keep going, and thank you for having me here.
I just wanted to thank my teachers for bringing us here today, and we couldn't be here without ISU letting us use their facilities and all the people that brought this together and made this possible.